Recorders, do you want me to hit record on this?
It's recording.
You've got a flashing light, so you're not recording.
Oh, here.
There you go. You missed my intro, which you got that video. So yeah, you know I do enough of that to catch the red flashing light. First of all, let me tell you.
So, you know, I got my start, obviously, with Donkey Kong. I owe this great debt to Donkey Kong, and I'm going to go quickly through just to kind of set up.
Now, there's been just one top problem, from my point of view, without being disrespectful, with the incredible work that was done in the 20th century, and still being done to some extent, on attempts to get the stream of our consciousness down on the page. And that problem is, occasionally it's a little difficult to read the stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to say that literary studies, for the most part, has been in a long sleep with regard to the medium. And that's because print has been a dominant delivery form for so long, so it's become highly naturalized for us and almost invisible. We just take that for granted as a form of dissemination and production. I think one of the big advantages now of the contemporary period is that we're able to do that comparative movement. We're able to look at digital literature, and that allows us to actually go back to print and see it more fully and completely than if we didn't have a comparative basis. And the same thing would be true of any...
And it seems to me, with moving images, with moving words, we're in a much better position to recreate that stuff in a much more entertaining, shall I say, fashion. Another example I want to...
Parents saw that I was really interested in programming. They got me this $100 keyboard called a VIC-20. You wouldn't use it as a doorstop now. I made a magazine subscription to a magazine called Compute. That,
the problem comes when rhetoric expands beyond this textual-based discipline, beyond the speech-based discipline, and there are other elements of praxis that become involved that we don't know how to incorporate into this model. Back last fall, I personally became very aware of how this functioned when I was in a master's level graduate course learning the basics of how to do Flash for web design. I was working also with our mass communication department in an undergraduate course in which they were learning the basics of Flash design. I also was substituting during that time period for a middle school computer science class, which was learning the basics of Flash design. From the master's, undergraduate, and middle school classes were all learning the exact same material. They were largely learning it from exactly the same sources. They were using different books, but those books were all popular press books that were coming off that were teaching the basic technical skills of how to do Flash. And there was some difference in the types of expertise. There was a little bit more of the critical analysis at the graduate level.
Basic human behaviors and also sort of cultural modes of thinking about identifying this dynamic energy between the parts. Bolter gives us a means of understanding the values that determine just how modes and spaces of writing achieve functional elements. As educators, this, of course, becomes quite...
We're walking the wrong way past the Watsons.
And there's there.